Welcome to Dan Really Likes Wine, brought to you by Norman Goodfellows in the cellar that is the home of Villafonte, a brand that in the last less than 25 years has become one of South Africa's most premium. Mike Radcliffe, who is both a marketing genius and something of a connoisseur when it comes to fine wine, has developed this brand that not just in South Africa but around the world has become synonymous with the very best of South African red wine, the Series C, the Series M, also of course the seriously old dirt, which is one step further down the rank, but still some excellent and excellent value wine. It's become a brand that is so successful, and it's one that's a rather busy brand because today is the eve of the release of the brand new Series C. The Series M, led by Malbec and Merlot, the Series C, led by Cabernet Sauvignon, in the case of the new 2022 that's released tomorrow if you're watching this live. The 2022 58% Cabernet Sauvignon of a wine that continues to win all sorts of awards. In fact, Villafonte has been nominated for a couple of big IWSC awards in the UK next month, so there's a lot happening for the Villafonte team. So a good time to drop by. They seem okay with it. They are really busy, but they've been very welcoming in allowing me to invade the cellar and have a wander around. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And a little later, have a sip of that new Series C 2022 on the eve of its release. It's not all I'm doing on the show, though, this evening. A little later on, it's off to the Old Oak, a great favourite of mine at Royal Johannesburg, and a small, intimate, but really successful wine fair, a festival called Noble Roots, where brands like Boschendal and Friars Cove and Allée Bleu and Black Elephant Vintners and Bizou and several more came together to introduce people to either wine they loved or wine they hadn't met before but ended up becoming great friends with. So that happens a little later on in the show. First of all, though, every year in Johannesburg, it's one for the diary, goes in nice and early, head down to the Peach Hotel and catch up with Craig and the team from Restless River. Now, normally it's because they've got a brand new main red, a Dignity Cabernet Sauvignon, they've got a brand new Le Luc Pinot Noir, and they've got a brand new Eva Marie Chardonnay. This year, though, it is 5 wines, 2 of them being seen for the very first time. Younger vines and younger wines, a step down below to the Estate Chardonnay and the Estate Pinot Noir. Now, the originals, the Le Luc and the Eva Marie, named after Craig and his wife Anne's 2 children, are really successful wine, which means the new ones have got quite a tough act to follow. How good are they? Well, let's head over to the Peach Hotel and to Craig and find out. An invitation to the Peach is not one to turn down. An invitation to the Peach to drink the wines of Restless River, even less so. And when there are brand new wines to explore, well, you cancel absolutely everything. So what are the new wines? Well, in the spirit of the Eva Marie Chardonnay and the Le Luc Pinot Noir, a brand new Estate Chardonnay and Estate Pinot Noir, younger vines, younger wines. How do they taste and why are they making them? Well, Craig is the man to tell us. Craig, a brand new Chardonnay and a brand new Pinot Noir, which seems like the easy thing to do, but also one that must have taken a lot of thought. You've done so well with your Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, so why not expand it? But you've also got an amazing name and brand you've created in the Eva Marie and in the Le Luc. So you're bringing something that's going to come with a certain sense of expectation. We know you do these things well. You'd better get it right second time round.
Well, it has taken time. We started planting in 2018, so a lot of thought has gone into it. A lot of farming went into it over the course of time up until 2023, when we harvested for the first time. And then from a vinification side, a lot of detail goes into it. And we know we've got a reputation to uphold with regards to those cultivars, as well as the Himalayan Ardor. And I think that we nailed it. The wines are amazing. There's a purity to them. Such a vibrancy and energy to them, and really looking forward to bringing it out into the public domain. So we can get judged by the court of public opinion, but I think everyone will be super happy with them, and I think they'll also be super happy with the price.
Let's start with the Chardonnay. I've just had the chance to try both of them. Don't tell Craig I told you this, but they're both fantastic. If people have drunk the Ave Marie, and they probably have because it's become one of the must-drink Chardonnays in South Africa, and then they're going to try this one, what are they expecting from the new one in the context of the Ave Marie?
I think that they're going to be pleasantly surprised at the quality and the purity of the wine, particularly given that the vineyards are relatively young. Expectations are going to be exceeded. It delivers that Restless River quality of purity, fresh acidity, focus. You can taste the attention to detail. It's refined, it's classic, it's elegant, a beautiful wine all around.
It's also what I love about both of them. It is so understated in terms of what you've thrown at it. There's no big lashings of wood. There's nothing that's big and thick and heavy. It's got that purity fruit is such a nice way of summing up the essence of the wine. You've got this one right. I think you got this one right as well. This is the Pinot Noir that follows on from the Leluc. Again, same question. Take the Luc as the point of departure. What is this one giving us?
So Leluc, like Ave Marie, is a single vineyard wine. This is a range that we're calling our vineyard selection. It's the wine's made from the fruit on the estates. We're not purchasing grapes, we're growing them. But the point of difference is that it's a selection of many vineyards, not just a single vineyard like Leluc and a single vineyard like Ave Marie on the Chardonnay side. So we're selecting the best of the fruit across the whole estate, vinifying it to a very high standard, and then bottling it.
You've got in the original two, so proudly named after the kids, one of whom is about 11'3" at the moment, wine that can keep and age fabulously. What about these two? Is this something we should also be cellaring a bit, or is this more in the buy now, drink tomorrow space?
Well, I'd like to think that they're wines that would really be, you would really be rewarded by cellaring them. From a price point of view, you're probably going to be inclined to just pull the cork and drink it, and that's going to be fine too. They're accessible, they're ready to drink now, but they will reward with aging. You know, they're made in such a way and farmed in such a way that they will age. But we all know at the end of the day, not many people are cellaring wines for a hell of a long time. Most people drink their wines immediately, and there's going to be no harm in drinking these straight away. I think they'll be delicious, fresh, and rewarding.
You've now got this contrast between the two established and the two new, and that's without even mentioning a world-famous Cabernet Sauvignon. Just from a sense of achievement, when you go back to when all of this started, and it was all a bit of a dream, can it work, can we make it happen? This next chapter is now unfolding, a new range of wine, the Restless River empire is growing ever greater. That's a pretty cool space to be in.
Look, it's been an interesting journey. We're 20 years old now. A lot of people think of us as still relatively new. But we're 20 years old, and I think having our next generation come through into the business is also quite a sign that not only am I getting old, but that we've built something on a very solid foundation that is now enabling the next generation to partake in, and that all that hard work, all the farming, all the planting 20 years ago and more recently is now something that will continue and will be able to outlive both Anne and myself, and that's quite special.
Congratulations on the new additions. I've tasted them. I'm going to be drinking plenty more of them, as I do anyway with Restless River. And thanks for sharing them with us.
Absolute pleasure, Dan. Thank you very much.
There we go. Another great South African surfer who makes wine in his spare time. Look out for the brand new Chardonnay and the brand new Pinot Noir from Restless River, adding another chapter to what's already a fabulous story. It's always fascinating to see the legacy of a wine brand grow and evolve, and that's exactly what Restless River are doing. They've been going now for 20 years, so an appropriate time to bring out these two new wines. Yes, they're younger, yes, they're a little tighter, a little leaner, but they're still wonderful expressions of the Hamiltonada Valley, and wines that the Restless River team are proud of, are excited about, and which I'm going to be continuing to drink. Also, a slightly more accessible price point, and so good ones to stock up with in the cellar. You can also stock up with this if you can get hold of it, but good luck doing that, because the allocation list for Villafonte, well, there's a waiting list that is not inconsiderable. Why is that? Well, two main reasons. The storytelling behind this is fabulous. Mike Radcliffe's got a real feel for understanding how to speak to people, how to talk about luxury, and how to get people to understand the value of a product. But that product has to have value, and in this case, well, there's no doubting it, because Christoph Fries, the winemaker, has produced another cracker. I tasted this just a little earlier on today. This is a wine of great restraint, but also of great accessibility for 2022. You might think, right, well, I'm going to buy it, but I'm going to have to put this away for my grandchildren to be able to drink. Well, that's not the case. It could certainly age 10, 15, 20 years and more, and it's going to become something richer and deeper and more evolved as a result. But drink it now and you've still got something that's not going to give you that, oh, there's the tannin shudder. No, it's already got a soft and elegant feel to it that is the beauty of so much of the style of this kind of wine that we're making, although this is kind of up at the top of that list of styles. The new Series C 2022 on release tomorrow, but as I say, good luck getting hold of it. You might have a little more luck though getting hold of some of the wine that was seen at the Old Oak at Royal Johannesburg over the weekend. A collection of South African wineries coming together, Harry Hartman amongst them, the food of Ransley Peterson, the chef at the Old Oak, and it was a chance for people to do what I think is the absolute crux of any good wine festival or wine fair, and that's not finding all the stuff you love and drinking gallons of it, instead finding a new label, finding a new varietal, finding something different, engaging in it, indulging. Maybe you won't like everything, but there's a good chance you'll find something you will. And if you look to what happened at the Old Oak, I think a lot of people found a lot of wine they really enjoyed.
Welcome to the first ever Noble Roots Wine Festival at Royal Johannesburg. Super exciting day today. We have amazing producers that have come on board. The vibe is epic already. We've just started, we're 1 hour in. The food is going, we have fires going, chefs behind the fire. In terms of the footfall coming through, we know this is going to be a success going forward. Looking at doing 2 a year, 1 in winter, 1 in summer. So we're super excited and glad that this has been so well received by the public and our members. So how it works is you book your tickets online through Tixa. There's 2 levels of tickets that you can buy, a general access as well as a VIP. The VIP comes with food vouchers included into your ticket, and you can have over 60 wines available on the day for you to sample and taste. Another cool thing that all the farms are doing is they're releasing a limited Noble Roots Wine Festival promo on at least one of their lines. So it is incredible for you to get down here for the next one at the Old Oak restaurant to build up your cellar.
Today we've got some of the best wines. From our side, we're actually showcasing Boschendal and Friars Cove, and we've brought out some of the big guns today. We've got our bubbly, we have red wines. From our Friars range, we have Sauvignon, Chenin, some beautiful red blends, and I hope that everybody has a good time here today.
For Lavenier, representing a variety of wines, mostly focused on pinotage. We do have a pinotage Cap Classique, 18 months on the lease, rich and creamy and buttery. We've got our Glen Rosa, which is a rosé made from pinotage that's been planted on Glen Rosa soils. We have an old vine single block Chenin Blanc, only from block number 50, 51-year-old vine. So none of this happy fruitiness. It's rich and elegant and delicious. Then we have the Provenance Pinotage, which is kind of our flagship Pinotage. Lavanier is the future of Pinotage. We do have a Merlot as well, and then we have our single block Pinotage, which is, again, only from a single block, limited amount of bottles every year, but absolutely deliciously fruity and soft tannin, incredible integration. That's not something you usually find in Pinotage, and that's why we're so proud of it. The Cup Classique is screaming at everybody. That butteriness, that idea of walking into a French boulangerie bakery with a nose of croissants, the butteriness, that's kind of been an incredible hit. The rosé has been selling like crazy. And of course the single block Pinotage. That's the one that I'm making the most money on, so when they buy it, I smile as well.
I must be honest with you, it's such a lovely day. We walked in and we were a bit nervous, we didn't know what to expect, but everyone has been so gracious and it's just such an amazing experience. We're really loving the taste, we're loving the wine, obviously, and it's something we'll definitely support in future. So Natita, brilliant Sauvignon Blanc, love the Sauvignon Blanc. We haven't done the reds yet though. But Natita and Diemerdal, it's amazing, especially Diemerdal's Sauvignon Blanc Preserve. I love Chef Ramsay, he's probably one of my favorite chefs in South Africa. We've been very fortunate to spend time with him and taste his amazing delicacies. So we will definitely return to Old Oak numerous times because he's amazing.
I think everybody is loving the bubbles more than the red wines, but we brought the Sauvignon Blanc as well. That is a award-winning Michelangelo 2024, so we're quite happy about this one. And it's going really well in terms of the heat, so people are really finding a liking to it.
Allée Bleu is owned by the Dufan family. In 1999, the owner was looking for a Valentine's Day gift for his wife, Elke, who unfortunately has passed away. But he bought her the farm. It's in Franschhoek. It's on the T-junction of the Helshoogte and R45 between Paul and Franschhoek. And since then, it's been a story about love. One of our top blends is actually the L'amour toujours, which means love forever, and I promise it's still carried on in the mission and the way we treat our people and the way the farm operates. We wanted to show our specialities, so we brought our Cup Classique Blanc de Blanc. It was launched this year. It's 100% Chardonnay. It's got beautiful freshness, ripe apple, and a beautiful underlying sugar that sort of makes it a great food wine. We also brought our newly launched Baton Chardonnay. So it is a Chardonnay that we've made that is 100% fermented in cement eggs. It's a wine that has tropical fruit on the front palate, but generous citrus on the end. It's got a long finish and a beautiful mid palate, and a super structured wine, and so far the reaction has been absolutely amazing. And then we brought some Pinotage, which is proudly South African, made in Franschhoek from grapes produced on our farm, and a rosé made from Shiraz with free run juice only, and a beautiful pinkish color, freshness to it, and perfect for summer wine.
Good afternoon, I'm Kwanele Nyawo, the owner of Kulu Fine Wine, boutique wine brand with operations based in Paarl. We're here today at the Noble Roots Festival, which is being hosted at the Old Oak in Johannesburg at Royal Johannesburg Country Club. Beautiful restaurants, wonderful family restaurants, the ambiance, the setting, the weather, the food, and not forgetting the delicious wine. As a producer, I visited a few of the brands that are here today. One of the most notable brands that I visited today was obviously Black Elephant Vintners. I'm a huge fan of Black Elephant. Reason being, we sell quite a bit of MCC And I love tasting their MCC because it also helps us benchmark where we are in terms of our winemaking and in terms of, you know, what we're producing. And I did assure the guys that I'm going to be visiting their estates in a few weeks' time. I'm going to be spending a week in Franschhoek, paying particular attention to tasting more MCC, especially in the Franschhoek region, because our new MCC that we're releasing in December of this year is a vintage MCC and it's made in Franschhoek. And I want to spend more time in the Franschhoek region, tasting more MCCs in the area and just comparing notes. Cheers.
Standing here with one of my favorite winemakers, Rikus Neetland. He has his own boutique wine cellar and he specializes in some unique varietals, making wines under the name Bazoo, which means kiss, which I think is super special. If you want elegance in a wine, it must feel like a kiss more than a rugby tackle. So one of my favorite wines that he makes is his Semillon, which is an Australian style wine. He picks for freshness, for acidity, rather than looking at the sugar level. And it has some super unique saltiness and herb garden, coriander, parsley notes on it. Beautiful Bordeaux white blend, Syrah that I've loved for very long. Wines with generous fruit and amazing complexity. So festival is amazing. I think the venue is perfect for having wine shows. And it's a privilege to be here.
The day is beautiful, sunny, refreshing with beautiful wines, decadent, flavorful, and quite unique wines that we have today. It's a beautiful day and we're having a great time here at Noble Roots. I wish you were here.
So that was the Noble Roots Festival at the Old Oak. Expect 3 or 4 of these a year going forward. Jason Bird, who's taken over at Royal Johannesburg, loves his wine and food, and he's really excited together with Ransley of turning the Old Oak into a real home of food and wine in Johannesburg. I think it's gone a long way, but there's still more exciting things to come, including more wine festivals. That wraps us up for today. I've got the better part of a bottle of Series C to go and finish over lunch with Mike Radcliffe next door at Pano e Vino, the delightful little Italian restaurant that sits here at Bosman Crossing, where you find Villa Fonte, who've been a big part of the show, along with Restless River. And thanks again to Craig Wessels for his wine. And look out for those 2 new wines from Restless River in the Dan Really Likes Wine monthly selection over the festive season. It's a wonderful cellar, this, with a great story, but like so many of our terrific South African wineries, it's a story that's far from done. Happy drinking, have a great week. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.